I hurried to Rachel's hospital room, quietly stepped inside, and closed the door behind me. To ensure no one could see us, I drew the bedside curtains and turned my gaze to Rachel's sleeping face. "Why didn't you tell me anything? Am I really that unreliable?" I muttered words of resentment, but I shook my head to clear away those feelings of frustration. Placing my hand near Rachel's chest as she remained asleep, I began slowly unbuttoning her pajama top, one button at a time, from the top. With trembling fingers, I finished unbuttoning them and noticed how much thinner Rachel's body had become since I last saw it. The sight made my chest ache. Reaching out cautiously, I gently removed her undergarment, sliding it down carefully. What I saw next made me question my own eyes. So, that's what this was all about. My name is Kevin, and I work for a real estate company. I've been married to my wife, Rachel, who works for an IT company, for 2.5 years now, but we don't have any kids yet. When we first got married, not to brag, but we were so close that people envied us. Rachel and I used to talk all the time about how much we wanted kids and imagined what life would be like with them.
Kevin, I'll be late coming home from work again today, so just grab something for dinner or eat out somewhere. I'm sorry about this.
All right, I get it. But Rachel, are you okay?
What do you mean, I'm in a hurry?
Rachel kept getting ready to head out without pausing, glancing at me through the mirror. This has been going on for a while now. You're late every night, and it wasn't like this before. Is work really that tough? Can you get someone else to help out a little?
What's the point of saying that? It's my job. Who else is going to do it? You don't know anything, so just stay out of it, okay?
We haven't even slept in the same bedroom for a while now. I don't even know when you get home, and in the mornings, you're out the door before I'm up. Even when we're at home, we barely talk anymore. This isn't a marriage. It's just a roommate situation.
Is that all you wanted to say?
What? Rachel's tone was clearly irritated, and it really got on my nerves. I'm worried about her, so why is she acting like this? I fought that, but I tried to stay calm and continue the conversation.
Sorry, Kevin. Lately, we've been in the final stages of a big project, and I've been swamped. I'm really in a hurry. Can I go now? If you still have something to say, could you write me a note? I'll read it when I get back. All right, I'm heading out now.
With that, Rachel barely touched the breakfast I had made for her. She poured black coffee from the coffee maker into the tumbler I had given her as a present and rushed out the door without even glancing back at me. Recently, Rachel has been coming home late every night, well past midnight, and leaving just as hurriedly in the mornings like she did today. Our schedules were completely out of sync, and we barely talked anymore. We'd also started sleeping in separate rooms, which meant having kids was even a possibility. Rachel and I first met during a business meeting.
I'll take full responsibility for carrying this out.
Yes, thank you. I'll be counting on you. I reached out to an IT company for a project at work. At that time, a beautiful and incredibly supportive woman was assigned to handle it. That was Rachel.
Rachel, about the project we discussed the other day.
Oh, that. How did it go? Did it work out?
Yes, I'm so glad I followed your advice. Honestly, you're always such a huge help. I'll definitely ask for your advice again.
Oh, come on. Stop buttering me up. Sure, let me know if you need help with anything else.
At the office, she was clearly very competent, and it was obvious that her colleagues relied on her. Working with her, I saw how considerate she was and how she occasionally made endearing little mistakes. I quickly fell in love with her. By the time I confessed my feelings and we started dating, I was already thinking about marriage. I was that head over heels for her. Hey, Rachel, how about we go on a trip this weekend? I was thinking we could check out a resort hotel property for work and take the chance to relax at a nice hotel. You've been working non-stop lately, so I thought we could.
Sorry, Kevin. I have to go into the office again this weekend. We're in the final stages now. If you want to go, you should just go by yourself.
What? Again this weekend? I mean, every single week. Look, I don't mean to accuse you, but are you really working?
What? Are you saying you don't trust me?
No, it's not like that. Even though I said that, I was starting to doubt her. She came home late every night and was barely ever home on weekends because of work. Even when she was home, she would constantly get phone calls, step out to take them, and then lock herself in her room for hours on end. It felt like she was acting as if she had another man she was hiding from me. Rachel, is there something you're hiding from me?
What are you talking about? You're making it sound like I've done something wrong.
Something wrong? That's not what I mean. I just want us to spend more time together as a couple. I hope you feel the same way. Besides, we agreed when we got married, no secrets, and would talk about everything.
I'm not hiding anything. Today, this weekend, it's all work. My job is important right now. Why don't you understand, right? I'm done. He'll be home late again today, so just go to bed alone.
Wait, Rachel. She slammed the front door on purpose and rushed off to work. I realized I needed to find a way to have a real conversation with her before things became completely irreparable. The day after our argument, I kept replaying the exchange in my mind, sighing even while I was at work. Why did I have to say it like that? As I was lost in thought, Victoria, one of the part-timers, called out to me in a slightly tense voice.
Kevin, you've got a call on line 1.
Oh, thanks. Well, do you know who it's from?
Someone from Rachel's office. She sounded pretty frantic. Something about a hospital. Did something happen?
What? Rachel, a hospital? What's going on? Feeling an awful sense of dread, I quickly picked up the phone. Hello, this is Kevin speaking.
Are you Rachel's husband, Kevin? Please stay calm and listen. Rachel was in an accident on her way to work.
What? Rachel, what happened? Is she okay?
Just stay calm. She was walking on the sidewalk when a delivery truck, whose driver had fallen asleep at the wheel, veered off the road and hit her. She's been taken to the hospital by ambulance.
Is she all right?
We don't know yet. She hit her head pretty hard and was unconscious when the ambulance arrived. She's currently undergoing emergency surgery. The hospital she was taken to is.
After that, I barely remembered anything. I don't recall how I got to the hospital, what I said to Victoria or my boss before leaving, or any of the steps I took to get there. All I could do was pray for Rachel's safety. Before I knew it, I was standing outside the operating room at the hospital where she'd been taken. I managed to thank a colleague from Rachel's company who had been waiting for me at the hospital. Then, I sat on a bench in the hallway, my mind unable to keep up with the situation, and stared blankly at the doors of the operating room.
Are you related to Rachel?
Yes. How is she?
You must be Kevin. First, let me say that the surgery was a success. Her life was saved. It's likely that her strong will to live helped her pull through. She fought hard.
The doctor nodded as he looked me in the eye. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. But here's where the real issue begins.
What? She survived, but what else could there be? The doctor's somber expression filled me with anxiety.
Her life was saved, but she won't be able to return to her previous state.
What do you mean? Are you saying there are lasting effects?
No, it's not about after effects. She hasn't regained consciousness.
What?
The anesthesia should have worn off by now, but she's still unconscious. This means her condition is critical.
The world seemed to go dark before my eyes.
She's likely to remain in a vegetative state. The chances of her regaining consciousness are about 5%. We've done everything we can. The rest is up to her.
I clung to the doctor, shaking him. No way. Are you saying Rachel won't wake up? That I'll never see her open her eyes again? Please, tell me that's not true.
Kevin, calm down. Please, someone, come help.
The nurse's raised voice felt like it was coming from far away. My mind went blank as I clung to the doctor, and the nurse had to pull me away. Why did we have to argue that morning? The thought of parting ways with Rachel without making up was unbearable. I held Rachel's hand as she lay in the hospital bed, connected to countless tubes, still fast asleep. I wanted her to open her eyes again, to call my name with her voice. With all those feelings in my heart, I continued to gaze at Rachel's sleeping face. At the same time, I kept praying for her to wake up.
Kevin.
I hadn't even noticed someone knocking on the door until Rachel's brother, Jason, tapped my shoulder and spoke. Jason.
Rachel. How could this happen?
Jason and his wife, Sarah, had just come over to our house recently to enjoy Rachel's cooking with us. Looking at Rachel lying silently in bed, Sarah's eyes welled up with tears.
It's hard to believe. Rachel was so full of life, and now this.
Rachel, wake up. It's me, Lily. Let's play again. Don't forget, you promised to help me pick my birthday cake for when I turn 6. You can pick whichever one you like.
Rachel's niece, Lily, who was about to turn 6, gently held Rachel's hand. Lily, thank you for coming. The surgery was successful, and she'll recover soon. She's still asleep now, but once the medication wears off, she'll wake up. She had tears in her eyes. Seeing the worry on her face made my heart ache.
Really?
I nodded firmly, and Jason stepped in to help.
If Kevin says so, it'll be okay. Don't you want to play with Rachel again soon, Lily? That's why we need to let her rest for now.
As expected of a father, he was reliable at times like this.
Yeah. Rachel and I promised to play together again. Hey, Dad, is Rachel really going to be okay? She has so many bandages. It must hurt. Poor Rachel.
Saying this, Lily gently stroked Rachel's hand, her face full of concern.
The other day, when we buried the time capsule in the garden together, Rachel said we'd open it on my 10th birthday. Rachel, please wake up soon.
Lily's been attached to Rachel since she was a baby.
Lily tugged on my arm. What is it? In a small voice, Lily said,
This is from Rachel for you, Kevin.
She handed me an envelope. It was a simple light blue envelope, and I immediately recognized Rachel's handwriting with my name on it.
She told me to make sure you read it alone. That's what Rachel asked me to do.
It seemed that Rachel had entrusted Lily with a letter she had written for me. She must have given it to her with instructions to give it to me if anything ever happened to her.
Rachel said it was just in case something happened to her, but I thought now was the right time to give it to you. So,
Thank you, Lily. I'll read it carefully later. When Rachel wakes up, you'll tell her you kept your promise.
okay. And tell her we'll play together again when she wakes up. I'll bring the game she said she wanted to play next time I come over.
I will, I promise.
Kevin, please take care of my sister Rachel.
Yes, I'll let you know as soon as she wakes up.
If there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. I'll be here in no time.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. With that, the three of them left, still worried about Rachel and me. I placed the letter Lily had given me into my bag, told Rachel I'd visit again tomorrow, and informed the nurses before heading home. Since Rachel fell into a vegetative state, I started visiting her every morning before heading to work. After work, I would rush straight to her hospital room and talk to her until visiting hours ended. That night, on my way back from the hospital, I grabbed a boxed meal without a second thought for dinner and headed home. I'm home, of course, no one's going to say welcome back. Still, I didn't realize how quiet the house feels when I'm all alone. I sat down at the dining table, about to eat the takeout I had bought, when I suddenly remembered Rachel's letter. Curious about what was written inside, I started reading it, barely touching my dinner. What I read was unbelievable.
To Kevin, Kevin, if you're reading this, it likely means I'm no longer in this world. The truth is, there's something I must apologize to you for. When we got married, we promised not to keep secrets from each other as a couple, but I've been hiding something big from you. I need to tell you about it. I used to lead a project team at work that was developing a security system using AI. It was designed to respond to hacking attempts in real time and was planned to be implemented by major corporations and the government. However, during development, critical AI system information was leaked, and I was framed as the culprit. Of course, I didn't do it. It was a complete false accusation. But fabricated evidence made it impossible for me to clear my name. I was then hit with a massive compensation claim. To pay it off, I started working a side job without telling you. Don't worry, it wasn't anything shady or improper. I was working on developing systems for factories. By now, you've probably realized that my recent late nights were because of this. Rest assured, I was not having an affair. I was juggling my regular job and this side work, and the tight deadlines left me increasingly stressed every day. I know I treated you coldly at times, and for that, I'm truly sorry. You didn't seem to notice, but I got injured near my chest while installing a system at a factory, and the scar is still there. Thankfully, it wasn't serious, but I was too embarrassed to let you see it, so I hid it from you. Since I'm no longer alive, I wanted to confess. I'm sorry for keeping this from you until now. I never wanted to burden you, Kevin, which is why I kept it all a secret. But if something happened to me, I knew the compensation claim would eventually come to you. That's why I'm telling you in this letter. If I'm gone, please use my life insurance to pay off the remaining compensation. Kevin, thank you for marrying me. I wasn't a perfect wife, but I loved you. Thank you for everything. I'm so sorry. With love, Rachel.
After finishing the letter, I couldn't sit still. I jumped into my car and drove straight to the hospital where Rachel was staying. As I passed by the nurse's station, someone called out to me.
Kevin, I thought you had already left. Did you forget something?
Yo, something like that.
Visiting hours are already over, so please keep your voice down.
Sorry about that. Grateful that the nurse still allowed me into the ward despite the late hour, I made my way to Rachel's room. I gently opened the neckline of Rachel's pajamas and carefully adjusted the undershirt beneath it. There, I saw a raw, keloid-like scar. This kind of scar definitely wasn't there before. It was clearly something recent. At that moment, I realized the contents of the letter were true. I regretted not noticing how much Rachel had been suffering. And I couldn't forgive the person who caused Rachel so much pain. I made up my mind to prove her innocence. But despite my resolve, I didn't work at the same company as Rachel, nor did I know the people around her. Completely in the dark about the situation, I was at a loss for how to proceed. Welcome, how can I help you today? Wait, aren't you Eric?
No, Kevin. Well, is this where you work? What a coincidence.
One day, Eric, who worked at the same company as Rachel, showed up at the real estate office where I worked.
It's been a while. So, how does it feel? You know, marrying Rachel after stealing her from me?
Hey, don't say something so misleading in front of everyone. I didn't steal her.
Alright, maybe steal is a bit much. But if you hadn't come along, Rachel and I might have been married by now. I mean, I was pursuing her for ages, and then you swooped in and took her away. By the way, I heard Rachel's in a vegetative state now. That must be tough. She might never wake up, you know?
That's not true. She's receiving the best treatment possible, and she'll wake up soon.
I don't know. People in that condition hardly ever come around, do they? You might as well just give up.
Stop it.
Well, touchy much. All right. Anyway, good luck taking care of her.
Now, what brings you in today? If you don't have any business here, I'll have to ask you to leave. What you're doing is a clear disruption of business.
Calm down, will you? I was just messing with you. I do have reason for being here. I'm actually thinking of moving into a high-rise condo and wanted to consult with you. Got any good properties around here? Close to a station, recently built, with a supermarket nearby. Oh, and I'd like 24-hour concierge service too.
Hold on a second. A high-rise condo?
Yeah, work's been going great lately, and I've got some extra money. So I figured I'd treat myself to a high-rise condo.
I see. Well, with properties like that, there's a screening process for potential tenants. So I can't introduce anything to you right away. I'd suggest coming back in 2 weeks or so.
2 weeks, that's a while. But I get it. It's a lot of money. Make sure you do a thorough screening, all right? You'll come back then. Oh, and give my regards to Rachel.
With a smirk, Eric left the office. Using the documents Eric had submitted, I checked his credit information and bank account balance. His account balance was indeed substantial, which surprised me. However, something didn't sit right. For his age and position, the balance seemed disproportionate. It's far too much. Could he be into stock or mutual fund investments? If not, then I began to feel suspicious of Eric. I decided to consult someone about it.
Kevin, what's going on at this hour? Did something happen to Rachel?
I had called Sarah, who works at a bank. Sorry for calling you out of the blue while you're at work. Nothing's changed with Rachel. She's still asleep. But I was wondering if you could look into something for me.
Me? What do you need?
I'd like to know about the recent account activity of someone who has an account at your bank. Is there any way you could tell me that?
What? Account activity? Like transaction details? Well, that's personal information, so even family members can't easily get access to it. You'd need to provide some documentation.
Oh, and not asking for personal reasons. This is part of a credit check for a real estate transaction. I want to verify whether the customer's income is stable before they purchase a high-rise condo. Would that be possible in that case?
For real estate? Oh, if that's the case, then as long as you submit the required documents, it can be checked even by a third party. If you come to the bank now, I can help you right away. What do you think?
I immediately went to the bank where Sarah works and obtained Eric's recent account activity. There, I found a suspicious flow of money.
Kevin, here's the last 6 months of account activity for Eric, as you requested.
Thank you, Sarah. Do you notice anything unusual about this?
Yes, actually. Take a look here. About a month ago, there was a sudden large deposit from a company called Smith Corporation. Before that, there weren't any significant deposits. His salary was just slightly above the average for a regular office worker.
What? You're right. That's a pretty large amount.
With that kind of money, no wonder he's thinking about moving into a high-rise condo. Can't say I'm not a little jealous.
Sure enough, the data Sarah showed me revealed that about a month ago, a large sum of money had been deposited into Eric's account from Smith Corporation, a competitor of Rachel's company. Moreover, Smith Corporation had developed an AI-based security system shortly after Rachel was falsely accused, and they had just launched it on a large scale recently. Armed with this new evidence, I decided to confront someone about it.
I understand your point clearly. So, this is the evidence you've gathered.
Yes. Based on these findings, I believe there's a high likelihood that Eric was involved in leaking information to Smith Corporation. I compiled the evidence suggesting Eric had leaked information to Smith Corporation and brought it to Rachel's company. Despite my sudden, unannounced visit, the company president, David, kindly took the time to listen to me. Trusting his sincerity, I decided to share all the information I had with him.
Thank you for coming today, Kevin. This is truly shameful for our company, but we can't just turn a blind eye to it. The fact that something like this happened within our organization is unacceptable. For the future of our company, we must address this issue thoroughly and restructure our organization. I plan to conduct a confidential investigation into this matter.
Really? You believe me?
Of course. I found it hard to believe at the time that Rachel would ever do something like that. But one piece of evidence after another surfaced, all pointing to her involvement. We had no choice but to accept it as truth. This is my failure as a leader, and I sincerely apologize.
David deeply apologized to me. Thank you for taking this seriously. I left his office after saying this. 2 days before the agreed-upon deadline for Eric's high-rise condo application review, I visited Rachel's hospital room, where she was still asleep. Rachel, can you hear me? Soon, your name will be cleared. I'm sure David will take care of everything. Everyone's waiting for you to wake up. Yesterday, Lily came to visit again. She did her homework, lying on your bed, reading her textbook aloud before she left. She's grown so much, reading so fluently now. Kids grow up so fast. If you don't wake up soon, Lily said, I'm going to become a super smart lady. Don't forget, you promised to go camping with them. While I was having one of my usual one-sided conversations with Rachel, the door to the hospital room was knocked on. Thinking it was a nurse, I responded. Yes, come in.
Hello, Kevin. Thank you again for your help the other day. How is Rachel doing?
David, thank you for coming all this way. Rachel's the same as always. But today, her face looks a bit better. Maybe she's having a pleasant dream.
That's good to hear. I wanted to speak with you directly. Sorry for showing up unannounced. Hey, could you give me a moment alone with Kevin? Thank you.
David asked the man who appeared to be his secretary to wait outside in the hallway, then sat down and looked me in the eye before beginning to speak.
I'm sorry, but I'd like to keep this as discreet as possible.
So, what is it you wanted to talk to me about?
I'm here today to inform you of the findings from our internal investigation. As you suspected, it has been confirmed that Eric, one of our employees, had connections with the higher-ups at Smith Corporation, our competitor.
I knew it.
Additionally, we discovered that Eric instructed his subordinate to fabricate evidence to frame Rachel.
Oh my gosh.
There was a record of their communication. We've also interviewed the subordinate, who admitted that Eric bribed him. With this, we have solid evidence.
So, that means Rachel is innocent, right?
Yes, Rachel is innocent. Next, we'll take this matter to court. This will help clear Rachel's name. It'll take a bit more time, but I'm confident we'll have good news soon. Please hang in there just a little longer.
With that, David left the hospital room. Thank you so much for everything.
No, we should be the ones thanking you. We ruined the life of one of our employees. As a company leader, I can never apologize enough for this. We're even prepared to face compensation claims from the family. And yet, you've shown such extraordinary compassion.
Please, don't call it compassion. All I wanted was to prove Rachel's innocence, and that's more than enough for me. I truly appreciate everything you've done, David. David and I exchanged firm handshakes, acknowledging each other's efforts. As a result of the trial, Rachel's innocence was proven. Eric was found guilty of leaking information and framing Rachel, and he was sentenced to prison. To my surprise, further investigation revealed a suspicion that Eric might have been involved in Rachel's accident. This is currently under investigation. If that turns out to be true, I will never forgive him. Having been expelled from the company and faced with a substantial compensation claim, Eric's dream of living in a high-rise condo became nothing more than a distant fantasy. Now unemployed and burdened with an enormous amount of debt, what happens to Eric is no concern of mine. I just want him to pay for his crimes fully. I immediately went to Rachel's hospital room, where she lay asleep, to share the news with her. Rachel, listen. I have some wonderful news. Your name has been cleared. David helped with the investigation and took it to court. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. As I gently held Rachel's hand, I thought I saw her fingers twitch for a moment. Thinking it was my imagination, I gripped her hand more firmly this time. Her fingertips moved slightly again. I quickly pressed the nurse call button.
Her blood pressure, pulse, and breathing are all normal.
Yes, her responses are noticeably stronger than before. It seems she's regaining consciousness. It also looks like she can recognize our voices. Rachel, can you hear me? I'm going to stimulate your hand a little.
The doctor gently tested her reactions by stimulating her hands and feet. As expected, whereas there had been no response before, I could now see slight movements. Her eyelids twitched, and her fingertips moved. Overjoyed, I spoke to her as much as I could.
Kevin, Rachel is trying hard to wake up. Keep talking to her every day. Massage her hands and feet. Don't be afraid to use a bit of pressure. Give her as much stimulation as possible. She'll wake up. Let's believe in Rachel and keep going strong.
I started talking to Rachel every day after that. I had always talked to her before, but knowing she could hear me now made me so happy that I couldn't stop. It felt like visiting hours were never enough. Sometimes, I decorated her room with flowers, knowing how much she loved them. Other times, I played cat videos for her since she had always wanted to have a cat. I even brewed her favorite coffee and let her smell its aroma near her nose. I focused on stimulating all her senses and spoke to her every time I did something. Day by day, Rachel's responses became more frequent, and I started to feel hopeful that brighter days were ahead. Then, one day, it happened suddenly. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Kevin. You're here earlier than usual. Is something going on?
Oh, it's Wednesday, my day off. So, I thought I'd spend the whole day with Rachel. I'd even made a lunchbox to eat in her room.
How sweet. Rachel will surely be happy. Oh, if only my husband cared about me like you care about her. He barely speaks to me, and when he does, it's only to ask, is dinner ready? Or where are my socks? It's always, dinner's not ready yet, and your socks are in the bottom drawer. That's the extent of our conversations. Honestly, I wish I could make him take notes from you. Oh no, I'm rambling again. The head nurse is going to scold me. Well, I'll leave you to it. Call me if you need anything. Take your time.
Thank you. After exchanging our usual friendly banter, I entered Rachel's room. I placed the fragrant fruit I had brought into the fridge and set about boiling water to make morning coffee. Just then, I heard a faint but unmistakable sound behind me. It was Rachel's voice. I spun around immediately. Rachel! Rachel! I fumbled to press the nurse call button, my hands trembling so much that I could barely manage it. When I finally pressed it, the calm voice of a nurse came through.
Yes, Kevin, what's the matter?
Please come right away. Rachel.
Calm down. I'll be there in a moment. Please hang on.
Rachel opened her eyes.
What?
After 10 long months since the accident, Rachel had finally woken up. Rachel, how are you feeling?
You ask me that every single day.
Well, can you blame me? You were asleep for 10 months.
Thank you so much. I honestly thought I'd never get to have conversations like this with you again. Even at the moment of the accident, I kept thinking, why did I say that? And in my dreams, I could always hear your voice. I could hear you, but I couldn't respond, and it was so frustrating.
I see, so my voice was reaching you all along. I've been filled with regret since that day, wondering why I didn't realize things sooner, why I couldn't be there for you.
No, it wasn't your fault, it was mine. We promised never to keep secrets, but I broke that promise. Lying every day was so hard for me. You must have suspected I was cheating, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. But thanks to Lily giving me your letter, I found out the truth. I felt so ashamed for doubting you, even for a moment. I'm really sorry.
I need to thank Lily, too. Looking back, I gave such a heavy responsibility to a 6-year-old. It was practically a will.
What? That letter was a will.
Of course, that's how I wrote it. Oh no, if you read it, then you must have seen.
You mean the scar on your chest?
Yeah, I didn't want you to see something like that. That's why I started sleeping in a separate room.
Wait, really? I thought we were sleeping separately because our schedules didn't match anymore.
No, I was afraid you'd see it while I was changing. I didn't know how to explain it to you.
I understand now.
Kevin, it's late, but I'm really sorry.
I forgave her, and we promised to consult each other about everything moving forward.
Rachel, watch your step.
Oh, Lily, you're such a warrior. I wonder who she takes after.
Come on, Rachel. She's just concerned about you. Don't say things like that. Sorry about that, Lily.
Hey, Kevin, don't scold her so much. Anyway, I'm so excited about the baby. When's it coming?
Lily, didn't I just tell you last week? The baby's due at the end of next month.
I can't wait. When the baby's here, I'm going to play with it so much.
What? Lily, you won't play with me anymore. That makes me sad.
Of course, I'll still play with you, Rachel. We still have to open the time capsule. I'm so excited for that, too.
After being discharged from the hospital, Rachel returned to work. You'd never guess she had been in a coma for 10 months. She quickly regained her stride. Her past achievements were recognized, and she was promoted to an important position. She now lives a busy but healthy and fulfilling life. Our marriage has changed as well. Despite our busy schedules, we never miss the chance to talk and have built a warm, happy home. With Jason and his family moving nearby, our niece Lily visits us often, much to Rachel's delight. Rachel, are you feeling okay? If work gets too much.
Come on, Kevin, I know. I'm fine. I'm taking it easy, asking for help when I need it, and taking care of myself. I'm following the rules, alright? After all, very soon.
She lovingly placed her hand on her belly, a serene expression on her face. Yes, there's a new life growing inside Rachel, and at the end of next month, we'll become a family of 3. From the moment I got the news of the accident, time has flown by. But I never gave up on Rachel's life or proving her innocence. What we have now isn't something to take for granted. Life can change in an instant. To ensure we never experience such pain again, I make a point of always talking with Rachel, no matter how tired I am. Every day, I'm grateful for the happiness we share.